Morning. I'm Oluwale Omojofodu. I'm very happy to have you right there in today's program. And meanwhile, this interview ought to have come up this past Wednesday, but because of some unforeseen circumstances, we actually postponed it to today. On this interview today, I'll be having someone that I ought to have interviewed on Wednesday that we are both coming on the live show this morning. So just give me a sec as I'll be inviting him, the person of John Makinde, the CEO. So we're going to be doing this program right here this morning. And for those of you that you are online to see this program, share this interview with your friends, share them with your followers, and then invite them so that they can also be part of this interview to actually join. Right, I'm working on the invitation which has already been sent to the Hakin Photography person of John Makinde, which we are going to be doing this program live here right now. Just excuse me, I'm working on the invite. Morning to join us. Meanwhile, before you join, this program is all about talking to CEOs of businesses and then interviewing them to learn one or two lessons that we can from their entrepreneurship journey. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Wally. Can you hear me well?
Yes, of course, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
I believe you are doing so fine, sir.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing fine.
It's actually something because we scheduled last Wednesday to have this program, but because of some circumstances that are beyond our postponed to today. So how are you, Mr. John? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, we could not get it done.
Okay, all right. Please kindly introduce yourself to us. Let's get to know you. Who are you? What's your company about? And what do you do?
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm John Makinde. I'm a photographer. I'm the team lead of the Hakin Photography. We focus on a portrait and wedding photography.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. John of the Hakin Photography. So since when have you been on this creative industry? Like, what has been your experience since when? How many years or what's your experience like in this field?
Okay, this is the third year. I started 2019, and this is the third year. And so far, it has been one word I always use. It has been fun, creative, and mind blowing. You see, you get to do things you would never expect to, and the rate of growth is always just exceptional. You get to meet people you never feel you will meet, and so far it's so good. It has been fun and nice.
Okay, that is very good. That is very good. I think working in the creative field is one of the most exciting type of works out there for people to actually engage because you're gonna have your own freedom. Yeah, you have your freedom and then choose the type of people you're gonna work with. So in short, how do you find clients for your work? How do you get clients and how does it go? How do you market yourself to Nigerians out there?
Okay. Now, basically, I think I was discussing this yesterday with GCT, and we're talking about the fact that photographers too are also content creators. Like every skit maker you see out there, every comedian you see out there, work in the industry too, like entertainment industry too. So we are also content creators. So the major way we see client, the basic way is friends, family, and people you know in your area. Then the next is social media because that's where the good clients are. So you post pictures regularly, you try do video content, you do reels, TikTok. Basically, the best way we actually market our hats is just on social media, sponsored ad and so on. And I think one of the recent methods I use most is collaboration, collaborating with other vendors in the entertainment industry, so that you can get to tap into their own connection and get clients from their own group too.
Okay, this is very good. I think the second part of how you get customer is very exciting, like collaboration, because that particular one, I think it's one of the most important lessons I'm getting to learn on how you get in contact with your customers right there. So, and talking about using the to get your customers. So, which of the media do you actually engage most in all the social media platforms?
Oh, I use Instagram the most personally, and but there are people that use TikTok and Snapchat and Facebook. But for me, I use more of Instagram and a bit of Facebook. I'm here to delve into the world of TikTok and Snapchat. But hopefully soon, I would definitely delve into TikTok before even Snapchat.
Okay. All right. That is very very amazing, Mr. John. Like
Thank you.
it's very good right now because it now seems as if most of every businesses are diving into using social media to actually promote and to boost their businesses in Nigeria. Now, another thing is, uh, I think with the way technology is actually going on right now, we have a lot of innovation and talking about some of those things that replaces camera from the onset, right? Like looking at how photography as a skill has been coming from the history and some of those inventions then that were still working at the time and right now that are not actually available in this our current age. So how do you see what threats rather do you see as a photographer to your line of business?
Okay, the threat we have. To be sincere, I don't think we will ever have any threats because I believe AI always have its own limitation. AI always have its own limitation, but I think the only threat we have is not growing with the technology. Like feeling you can get to do things on your own and you don't need the technology, the new way things are done to get things done for yourself. That's the only problem a photographer can have. But so far so good. I feel because I have also researched some AI that different companies have been working on, and okay, I feel okay. What can these things actually replace photographers? Photography is not just about the camera, because definitely in the next few years, of you have very very sharp cameras that can even take probably 3D pictures. But in the end, it's not going to replace what we do because we do more than just snapping pictures. We talk about lighting, we talk about retouching, we talk about color, understanding color, which basic people don't even understand. So in the end, I don't think it will replace us unless we fail to grow with it. If photographers just stand still, feel okay, we're okay like this, then definitely AI in the next few years will just get kicked out of the industry. But the fact that photographers are already growing to use all these things, they CGI already in photography. People are using CGI in photography already. So the fact that we are getting to use them, using the AI, then it means that we only work better with them. They would not replace us.
Okay, thank you so much. I read some little things about photography and about those artists. Now, I'm getting this discussion because this has been a field that I'm kind of passionate about. I really want to know what is going on in this particular field, and then what is a career in this field kind of like. It was told that before those early artists, if they are going to retouch a particular picture, they are going to do it manually, right? Like using some manual brush and paints and all of those things. But over time, as technology has been coming and changing some of those things. We have some photo editing software like Photoshop and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which actually does some of those things. And now looking at this particular time right now and the way things are going, we have some other softwares that do some of those retouching work automatically.
Yes.
Like I can just take a picture on my smartphone right now and then go to Canva to change the background and then go to there are some softwares. Photoshop is also having something like that that you can just put the picture there that will do some little magic with the picture right now. So I wanted to ask, not only me, but I believe some of those people that are also watching this program, that how do photographers, what do they have to learn in order to become more relevant in the future due to all of this increase in technology every time, every now and then?
Number one thing I always think of is the fact that photographers will have to work on storytelling. Like not just taking pictures alone, telling a story with the picture. Because I feel that is the most important thing for photographers to work on. Because most times this applies to me also. We just take portraits, we rarely tell stories. Like if stories make it makes brand. Stories everything. People get attached to story. So photographers has to work more on telling stories. How do I tell a story with this picture? What are the messages I'm trying to pass to people? But once you can just fix that part, once you can work on that part, your business is going to grow. And the second part is understanding that photography is also a business, not just an art. Like most of us, we just work on. Let me put my retouching. Let me put my lightning. Let me have good pictures, and we really work on the business part of it. Because most of the time, where we learn, nobody really talks about the business part. You just know that the person that taught you photography is doing well and is making money, but you don't know how it is working, and nobody really talks about it. So photographers have to actually start thinking of, okay, how do I even go into the business of photography, not just the art part? Because you won't make money without the business. You only need the business part of photography. So once you can fix those two parts, tell story and work on making more money, then you'll be fine.
Okay, I think that that's just the right thing because I've seen a lot. I know a lot of photographers and people out there that are in the creative industry that only know about the skill, but they ignore the business part of whatever they are doing, and in the long run, they won't be doing very well. Like they can just do the trade or practice the skill for some time, maybe say some years, and at the end of the day, fold up again or still remain at the point where they are. So now let's talk about the market for photography in Nigeria. How big is the market size for photography or for this type of business in Nigeria?
Like that word is something I really don't know really I don't really know how to answer because everybody's actually a potential client. It just depends on the kind of business you do. That's why we have niche too, so that we can just know, okay, this is my market, this is my market. But like photography is one day you get married, you need a photographer. You do birthday, you need a photographer. So the market is actually growing because some people still don't believe in taking pictures, especially the male part of our country. Many people believe that, okay, why would a man take pictures, find pictures, and people are still believing that. So, but the market is definitely growing. We're having people coming in, and people are getting more creative. That's the beauty of it. People are getting more creative, and are getting more clients. So it's actually a growing industry. It's still growing.
Okay, so now as it's a growing industry now, so it's advisable now for us because I actually asked because if I want to go into that form of business, I want to know maybe that industry is a growing industry or it's not going to be a growing industry. All right, now since I know it's a growing industry, I think that is very good. Now, also in Nigeria market for photography and this space like this, what are some major challenges that photographers do come by in this country? and how has been the policies that are in use for photographers. So, what are some of the challenges that are major challenges that photographers are likely to meet in this country?
Hmm. Well, that one, that's a very big question because I can actually list like 23 straight challenges without stopping, or just try to like sum them up into like 5 or 6. Now, I think one of the major challenges, I believe one of our major challenges is number one, getting clients that pays you enough for your heart. Getting clients that pays you enough. You get clients and sometimes you don't want to pay. Some people really see a picture and they can. Some people believe okay, it's just pictures, just snap and give. Like it's nothing. Snap and give me my pictures, but there's more to it. So they don't want to pay enough. Some people don't really appreciate the work, and there's some people that another problem we have is a collaboration for collaborations. Sometimes you get someone to work with, and in the end, after creating the pictures and doing everything, they change what you have done. Instagram filter, everything. The fact that that's one of the problem we have again. Everybody has Photoshop on their phone. Someone just enter
Mm.
Photoshop with their phone, spoil the work you've done, and post it with your name, with your brand name on it. So people have questions like, this is not your work. What is going on? So that's one of the problem we have. Another problem we have is people not paying when they're supposed to pay. I did a work last year, and the marriage was around. It was a wedding around February. They didn't balance up till July. Like, just see how long that took for after starting a wedding, getting your pictures, and you balance up like 4, probably 5 months after the wedding. So all those things are challenges that if you are getting into the business, you have to just think of working against them before you even go into it. Like have a plan to tackle those problems before going into it. And that problem is thinking that we have a saturated market. But some photographers have the mindset that we have enough photographers already, so you should not even go into it. And this affects your self-esteem, and this affects the way you communicate with your client. And on all these things, it affects your income too. So these are problems you have to start considering. Because people don't really think of the self-esteem part of photography. They just feel it's photography now. There's no self-esteem added. But once you feel that okay, I'm overpriced, you feel that you should not be doing this, then it affects the way you talk to your client, it affects the way your client will talk back to you. So all those things are problems you are facing. And that thing is, I said this earlier, the fact that we talk more about the art part of photography than the business part of it. And people don't know how to run the business photography. Most of us just want the art. We snap fine pictures, edit them well, post them. Then we don't do the business part. That's one of the problems.
Okay. 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 Seems that the network is doing somehow. Are you with me?
Yes, but you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Now, okay, now looking at these challenges, I remember, was it last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks? I spoke with a CEO. She's also into this creative industry. She makes cakes and stuff like that, event management, and all of those things. And she kind of mentioned this type of challenge that you mentioned right now, the last one, that I'm working with some clients that will not actually want to pay when they ought to pay what they must pay you. So, and I asked her that how is she able to mitigate this particular challenge? What she told me is that she said since that time she has been to collect upfront. Like let's say before she will start working with a client, she told me that she will collect like 70% of the fund for the particular project. And Ms. Damilola in last week interview also, she mentioned something like that because they all work in this creative industry. Like, okay, before they will start going out to work with a particular client, they will have to collect like 80% of the bargain price so that it will not just be a shocking thing at the end of the day. So and about this second challenge that some people will have Photoshop on their phone or some other image editing software, and then go ahead to spoil your work. So what do you do in order to mitigate that particular challenge so that your work will not be spoiled out there?
I think the basic thing we do is just inform them about it. Some people do it harmlessly. They don't know they're actually harming your work. They just want to make their picture look better in their own way, and in the end, it end up looking worse. But we just keep talking about it. Okay, don't do this, because it's nothing we can do about it. We can't tell them. Okay, please don't add Instagram filter or any other filter or any other. Don't use any other software to edit our picture. And if need be, if you want to just do it, please try to move our my brand name from it. That's in the end my brand.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Okay, I think that second approach is kind of okay. Like, if I thought they were adding filter to the image for their own taste, they should try to mark out that place that have your logo or your brand element out of it, so that they won't be
Like,
like it's the Hakin Photography that shot this nonsense picture. Okay. So another thing is, now you've talked about the business part of this business of photography. I want to ask you a personal question, that to you, is this a profitable type of business?
definitely, photography is profitable. Like, this is a business you can live on, and like it's cater for your whole needs. It is profitable.
Okay. So and how do you fund your business? Like, how do you get started? How do you fund? Do you get investments? And how do you get to the funding part of your business?
I think one of the things we've always been taught in school is your basic sort of loan is your family, your friends, Abby. So my basic sort of capital was my family. It was for the guy I had to save money up to get some of the things. But basically, most of the very expensive stuff was loan from family, and adding my own savings to get everything I needed. Because photography is actually a very expensive venture. You need to buy gears and use good ones, not even just anyhow gears. Like modern technology, like a good system with probably 8 gig RAM and a good camera that can actually. So you need money to do it. So I actually got loans from families and from my savings.
Okay. All right. I think you've done so. So what are you working on now? What innovation are you bringing to the industry? And what is the new thing out there that your business is bringing to the photography industry?
My business. New thing. I'm not really working on any new thing now, because what I have to work on, what I'm working on is giving more of myself, like showing of my heart to the world. So currently, I'm actually planning a 90 days challenge for myself, for my brand alone, and for the 90 days, we want to consistently like push content out, from videos to pictures to podcasts. Just for those 90 days, we want to go all in for those 90 days. And okay, these 90 days, we're just giving it all we have, all our time, and making sure, okay, we have targets, we have indicators to okay, know if we're growing or not. But this is the plan we're working on right now. So that's the thing we're working on. And
Okay.
another thing I would just like to talk about is NFT. I know probably you should have heard of NFT.
NFT,
So
yes.
we are working on putting up some NFTs too. We've actually pasted. We've on we've worked on some NFT. So that's the basic use them.
Okay, that is very good. So let's assume that I need a shot from your studio. So what is the average cost? What is it going to cost me and Nigerians to get a shot from your studio?
It's affordable. Just this we charge per outfit. That's always the first thing. So for one outfit, take a minimum of 3 pictures, and you pay just 5,000 naira.
Okay, wow, that is very
As-
reasonable. That is very
We
reasonable.
are
So
definitely growing.
do you also train people in this art?
Definitely, I train people. It's I think the training part is one of it's the fun part of it too. Like having students all around, they're working with a lot of people. It makes it make it fun. It makes it fun. So I think I've probably I've not I don't have a full time student now, but I've taught several people on retouching, on lightning, on all those basic things.
Okay. So please kindly introduce yourself to us again. Tell us about yourself and then how people can get in contact with you.
So I didn't get that.
Okay, I said you should tell us about yourself again and how people can get in contact with you.
Okay, my name is John Makinde, and I'm the team lead of the Hakin Photography. We're focused on portrait and wedding photography. And to get in contact with us, you can send us a mail at thehackingstudio@gmail.com, or our number, which is on our bio, so you can just check that out.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to conclude our session right there. I believe we have a very nice time to chat together about the photography business. We've talked majorly on all the parts of the business and majorly the future of the business. I think that one is being ironed out. And people out there, especially younger folks, should not be afraid, like you mentioned, to try out to build career on this profession. So, like you've mentioned, I believe that without innovation and change, no matter the type of business you are in, you are going to become irrelevant, right? So it also means that photographers have a lot of work to do to change with and to know about current technology and how they can best
Okay.
use them to their own advantage. So thank you so much, Mr. John, for honoring this invitation. I believe we are still going to come here to talk about some other more serious issue on photography. Mainly, we are still going to be talking about the future of photography, mainly, right? So that we just clear some things about what the future of photography and photographers looks like in the next 50, 100 years to come, right? So, but for this chat, I say thank you for honoring this invitation, and we are
So
doing so and so well. Thank you so much,
thank
sir,
you.
for
Nice
the
being here.
time. And don't worry, I need some shots from you as well. So
No,
I'm going to visit your studio at Ibadan, right?
yeah.
Okay,
We'll
so
be expecting to have you soon.
no problem. Whenever I'm in Ibadan, I will shout you up. Like, just get
Okay.
some. All
Thank you.
right, thank you so much, sir. Okay. So we've come to the end of this program. I'm Oluwale Omojofodun, and I really want to appreciate Mr. Makinde John for taking the time out to be part of this program where I interview and talk to startup entrepreneurs and founders where we chat about their business, we talk about some major problems in that they are facing in their line of work, how they are mitigating and meeting some of these problems, what they are doing currently to improve their business. And of course, we talk about the future of that business or the profession. So thank you so much for being part of this today's show. And by next week, we are bringing someone else on board that we are going to be doing this together. And I still want to meet you here. Just if you are not following this before, try to follow my profile. And then you can chat me up. We can connect on WhatsApp so that you can get to know who I will be interviewing next, as I'll be posting them on my WhatsApp status and also on this my Instagram page. Thank you so much. God bless.